welcome back to episode 37 of the Slabbed podcast, where the grades matter. There are no rules. How you doing this evening, Professor Oak?
Wonderful. Much better. Starting to recover. My voice is coming back. Just a tiny little bit of a remnant of a cough left, but I'm back fighting fit. How are you? How are you doing?
Doing good, man. I feel like I haven't been nearly as sick as you have been this year. So it's been pretty good, exceptional, I could say. Sickness and all that stuff is for the birds. Not a fan, even though I feel like I hit my deductible this year, but all the other things, having kids helps that a lot. So,
Oh yeah.
it's an amazing time to be alive. So, doing good, man. Looking forward to getting into some of these spicy topics, and it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Appreciate all the love and support we got. Lots of comments. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I love that we got so much engagement last week. A lot of comments there and activity. It was fun reading through that stuff. I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah. So let's jump into last week's spicy topic. We're gonna start off with the big one, the guy that won it, the guy that got the most. And then we'll jump into some of the other stuff going on. So shout out to Brad G Cards. He got 23 upvotes. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Man, that's impressive. I don't know if I've seen that. I think I've seen 20, 22 maybe. 23 is pretty damn good. So it had to be really spicy. His comment, of course, was Greeny steals all of his jokes from his wife. Brad was fortunate enough to stand next to me at the entire convention at the last Collecticon. He was vending next to me, making zero sales the entire time, but he was apparently he thought my wife was very funny and thought I was stealing all of her jokes. But I'd like to think she gets her humor from me. What are your thoughts? I know you've talked to her briefly, her coming in the room, like a few words, but
yeah, I talked to her on the phone, right? I want to tread lightly because you're my friend, but she's pretty cool. She's pretty funny, and obviously her being part of your videos and like just generally being a part of everything that you do. I think that says a lot about it. There's a lot of cool there, brownie points for sure. But I don't want to offend you and tell you that you steal her jokes. I wasn't there, so I'm going to try and deviate away from that one. I wasn't there in Collecticon, but I would imagine most people, everyone spoke highly of her, so I think most people probably saw and probably thought that she was funnier than you. So that's what it is. I think
to be fair, Brad wasn't really there either. He went there and set up a booth, and people just walked by it and would buy my shit. So,
Did she tell you to say that? Is that the first joke you stole from?
Yeah, I just pulled that out of the Megan bank there. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to my wife. She's hilarious. I love like I just did that video I uploaded, the Collecticon vlog recap, whatever. And the first two cuts are her just in the airport, 6 a.m., like way too early. She's pissed. And I'm recording her on my phone. She did not realize she did not think that I'd upload it onto the YouTube, but I did just because it's hilarious. So, but yeah,
I was
she's all right.
She's awesome. I was laughing when she did the annoyed face because I see it all the time. Like I'm the annoying husband, so it was funny, like seeing someone else's wife go through like being put through the same stuff. Being the annoying husband. So
yeah, had to get the B-roll footage of her walking through the airport. That's pretty good.
She's mad, bless her. Yeah, what a good sport though. That's awesome. The whole experience, I think, just her joining you and being there, like I think it's so admirable. It's so cool. It's just a cool thing that you guys did that together. Despite having kids and stuff and all the craziness, he still went and did it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shout out there, Brad.
Well done, Brad. Nice one. But anybody anybody can win next week. Slap down a spicy topic, the most upvoted thing. The earlier the better. It helps because usually the video gets the most views in the first 24 hours, so you want to get it in there early.
Yep.
But yeah, it's always the first thing we'll talk about next week. So even when it's not that spicy, but it's cool. Shout out to, he's also got a YouTube link down below in the description. Brad G Cards. Go check him out. Big channel, big channel. So international corner, we're going to call it. So we're going to talk about US and UK slang. I'm not going to do a sports term. I'm going to let you go first this week. Saying the word because I did it last week. And I feel like
you're telling me I just watched ESPN for 30 hours the past week to try and pick up some sports stuff, and now we're not doing sports.
You don't even need practice. You nailed the albatross last week, so
I did.
feel like you got sports down. Like it's
okay. Mastered it. Been there, done that, mate. Okay. UK slang. Let's do. I wrote 3 down. I think I'm going to do this one. So if I ask you for a lump of ice.
a lump of ice.
Lump of ice, yeah. Not necessarily a lump of ice, but if I asked you for a lump of ice, what would I be asking you to give me?
It can't be that easy.
It's not tea. So
I was about to say it's probably effing tea. It's probably like cold tea, sir. Take it up the stairs and shove it up your ass. Like that's probably what it is.
Apples and pears.
Apples and pears. The cold tea. Get me a lump of ice. It's got to mean go get me an ice cube out of the freezer.
No, don't think of it's slang, so don't think of it literally.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. I feel like people in the US don't do this. Like I'm trying to look up US slang and I'm just running through like words that aren't words, and you got ice, whatever it is. What'd you say it was? Ice what?
Lump of ice.
Lump of ice. ICE, right?
Mm-hmm.
I literally have no effing clue what that can mean because you hit me with apples and pears, and that meant effing stairs. So lump of ice has to mean something with southern UK, going to the coffee shop.
No, I thought you were going in the right direction. All right, think of it like listen to the word stairs, apples and pears. There's like a rhyme there. So if I ask you for a lump of ice, what could I be asking you for that might sound like that? This rhyming slang.
Go give me a bowl of ice or bowl of rice. Bowl of rice. That's it.
It's not, but it's you're in the right direction. Like it's something
rhymes.
that sounds like it. Yeah.
Wow, that's the dumbest shit in the world. What is it?
Advice. So
why wouldn't you just say advice?
A lump of ice. You got to make it a bit more interesting, right? Listen, I need a lump of ice. Means I need your advice.
I feel like now that you said that, I feel like I maybe have heard that once in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's English people that have maybe never heard of it. It's definitely like a London Cockney thing, but yeah.
Wow, that's dumb as hell.
Hit me with US slang. Let's see how bad I do.
Slang. I'm going to give you a word, and I can't use it in a sentence because it would probably give it away. And I'll spell it for you. Spell it for you. The word is finna. Finna. What does finna mean?
I feel like I heard someone say this once and asked my wife.
It's kind of unfair because you live here. And I never lived there. There's definitely a disadvantage I'm at.
You got a point. That is true.
Because I'm going through these freaking, I spent like 40 effing minutes going through this thing. I'm like, dude knows this. Dude knows this. It's
Yeah,
unfair.
you don't know any of the ones that I'm doing. Yeah,
Let's hear it.
I mean,
Finna.
Finna. I think it's when someone said it and they were talking about getting some food. They wanted to go get food, or like they were hungry for food or something. But like the way they said it was like, I'm finna to go get some waffles or whatever. I don't remember what it was. And I remember like saying to my wife, like, can you translate? Like I need translation sometimes. Like I don't know what you're saying right now. So something like that. I don't know if I'm defining it correctly, but am I close?
Pretty much. It's finna means going to get. Like or
Oh,
going
okay.
to.
So
Finna means going to. So I'm finna get that. I'm finna go here. It just means going to, basically.
yeah, I just added too much to it. But yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Jesus Christ, this is tough. So I'm just gonna stick with sports because most of the freaking slang is like, I'm like, this is like, if you can't get this, having lived here for how many years, like Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
I was
what
struggling.
you might catch me out on is anything kid. Like when
U.S.
we were
Capitals,
no idea.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
there's absolutely no idea. But anything like I came here as an adult, so I never experienced like any sorry, there's a mosquito in it. Um I never experienced anything as a kid. So when people like our age talk about like some food or treat or drink they had as a little kid, I'm like, I've literally never heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about. So like that stuff catches me up still. But other than that, I've been here. Next week it'll be 11 years since I met my wife. Now wife.
yeah.
It's
So
been a
all right,
while.
I'll get your ass next week. You ain't even ready for it, so that'll be good. Well done. Spicy topic. You want to lead us off?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm
Sure.
just I'm gonna go right out and say it. Um, I think 151 is a better set than base set.
Damn.
Just saying.
My spicy topic. 5% of cards graded and encapsulated are being damaged by the encapsulation. Boom. All right. We got a bunch of awesome comments. We're going to go through these top to bottom. Basically, the most upvotes will be first, all the way down to the bottom of the barrel, which was Professor Oak, with one like, which was from the channel itself. So it had to be super effing spicy for absolutely nobody to like it besides the Slab podcast themselves.
Hang on though. You guys need to tell me if you could see it because I got paranoid. I have never not had a vote on a comment, even the really crappy ones. Like somebody's clicked a vote on it. So you guys need to tell me if you can even see the comment because we are the only ones that saw it and like talked about it. No one else clicked like or replied or anything. So I don't know if it was a really bad one, like
It was pretty bad.
literally the worst one, or if you can't see it. So let me know, please.
No swear words in it.
No, that's a good boy.
No weird symbols or anything.
No, no.
Maybe the percent symbol threw it off. No. Anyways,
Maybe.
14 upvotes for Bierski. Shout
Oof.
out to Bierski. Met him down in Charlotte for the first time. Bierski Collect says, Collecticon is a much better use of time than work. More con, less work.
Got
What
my
you think
vote for
about
president. Definitely got my vote.
Bierski for president?
Collecticon president. I mean, we should give him. Yeah, we'll just make him wear a suit next time. Like is there for sure, right on it. I think getting to the point where con is work, no lose situation, right? It's win-win all around. I loved it. absolutely loved both of them. Obviously, the one with you was just fantastic because we were vending and like had the actual experience of the collecticon part, being involved in it. But there's just so many positive. I mean, I could sit here and list all day, like how many positives and like how much I enjoyed it. It's brilliant. So, yeah, I think it's fantastic use of time, especially if you're selling, even buying. I mean, you can make money buying, even though you're spending money. I know a lot of you guys will go around buying stuff and selling it there or bringing it back to grade or this or that. There's just so much opportunity there. It's the epitome of the perfect place for the hobby, as far as I'm concerned. Especially cash.
You think collecticons are profitable? Obviously, you think they're worth missing work. Like if collecticon was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I think if I was set up like as an actual vendor, like you guys, take a work week paid off, take a PTO week or whatever, and go there and double up. I guess. I mean, what do you think? Yeah. I think they're brilliant.
Well, I do think collecticons are amazing. I do prefer doing it instead of work, but my work is more valuable to me than selling at collecticon. Like if it was if it was during the week, I probably would never go. Use that many vacation days to go and sell at a con. Like maybe it'd be like a once a year thing. Maybe it wouldn't be a 3 times a year. Yeah, I have the benefit now where I don't work weekends. I take the Friday off before the conventions now, because when I didn't do that, my quality of life was dog shit. Flying out late Friday, flying home Sunday evening, go back to work Monday was terrible. So giving that me a little bit extra time Friday was nice, but I know where he's going with it. I completely agree that it's freaking amazing. 100% would take it over work. You have much better quality time there. But as far as profits go for me, I'd rather be making money at my job, getting paid to sit and type on computer and not sell my collectibles.
Yeah.
It's me.
I mean,
it's just me.
I think it's like some treats in life, like ice cream. Like if you had ice cream after dinner every single night for the whole year, like if you just had it all the time, it's like that was your treat, the same flavor and the same ice cream. Yeah. Eventually, like it just wouldn't be that. So like when you do have it, it's really good. Like you want to enjoy it, make the most of it. You want to, or you watching a movie or whatever, polishing your Wiglet slab, like whatever you're doing while you're having ice cream. Make the most of it. So it feels a little bit like that. Like for me, I would want to really like, I'd take a couple of days off. I'd do that kind of stuff if I was set up to be able to sell there, but I wouldn't want to do it regularly, like instead of work. No, like my work pays like regular salary. Like it's not apples to apples in that sense. So
yep. Nice comment.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bisky. I'm excited to meet you too. I was a little sad that I missed this one. A lot of you guys got together and had a really good time, but I was excited, and about how much of a good time you guys did have. So, yeah, I look forward to meeting up. Next one with 10 votes. So Bisky had 14, Katie Lowen had 10, and before we talk about this one, Katie, you are owed a magnet still. I responded to your message. I haven't got a response. I need your address. So get with me. Just slip that in there real quick. From the last time that we did it. But Katie said we need more flashing cop light Officer Oak segments. Whoop whoop. This is under the police. Yeah, Katie, I agree. We do.
Oh man, that was a good 17-minute segment there. Yeah, no, it's pretty good stuff. I definitely agree. We'll definitely play into it. Maybe we'll get some Officer Oak with lipstick like Officer Jenny Rattle does. That'd be great.
I did not think about going there with it. But
I would pay a lot of money. A lot of money. But that should have been my spicy topic. How many people want to see Officer Oak Jenny? Come on, like that. It needs to happen.
The first Rattle video I ever saw was him as Officer Jenny. So, and now he's crazy famous. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's how I get to the next level.
Do it. That had to be a hell of a first video. You're like, what the actual F?
Yeah. I was confused. It was like about Pokemon stuff, but it was like it wasn't about Pokemon. It was about someone that like did something and it was like talking crap about them. Like, they did this or something. I forget what it was. So long ago now. But I remember I was like, this is crazy, but like I can't stop watching. It was like nuts. It was awesome. So I'm glad he's had a lot of success because he puts a lot of effort in. He really does put a lot of effort into what he does. It's really cool to see. But yeah, I think the Oak segments, Officer Oak, made me laugh. Officer Oak, I think that's funny. We'll find moments, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right. And up next, Brandon Baker BB, number 9 upvotes. He said, "I am sick of Oak being sick. Can confirm, 100% agree. It's complete bullshit. How can we fix it? Have you ever seen the movie Bubble Boy? Have you ever considered it?"
That movie's messed up. Yeah. It's weird. That's the one with the mom that like she keeps him in the bubble all the time, right?
Yeah,
In the
it's
house.
it's a helicopter mom's perfect dream. Yeah.
Oh God.
Have you considered it? Being in a bubble your entire life?
No, actually I was planning out what I should get next. I was thinking maybe like going like full whack with like, I don't know, yellow fever or like, I don't know, tuberculosis or something crazy. I'm sure I could
Florida
find.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could just walk outside and touch something and probably get it. Like, yeah, I don't know. It sucks. This year's it's been a wild one for sickness, but actually, I've coughed a couple of times because we've been talking. But I actually am feeling a lot better. I'm doing well. I'm looking after myself. I'm eating a lot. Make sure I'm taking snacks, drinking lots of water. So yeah, hopefully on the mend now. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry for any effect that had on you there, Brandon. I know it's tough seeing me go through that stuff. So I appreciate your care for me.
Yeah, it makes one of us. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, if you're ever looking to try and get sick, just lick a subway rail, porcelain of a toilet under the seat, something like that. It'll spur it up. It'll get you going. If you wanted to miss school the next day, highly recommend.
Yeah, I mean that's mostly how I've been getting sick is just licking things. So
yeah,
we'll get there. Okay, next one. 8 votes. Drew, Droop, OPM, number 1 mod in the game. Oh God. Drew says he wants to see the spicy oak edits. I don't know if I understood this one, Drew. Do you mean this like my spicy take from each week put together? Is that what he means?
I think he's talking about your the police thing similarly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to like see behind the scene part of it. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, definitely Katie, Drew. There was a bunch of people that were fans of it, so we're here for the people.
Okay, and you got the next one with seven votes.
Easy dub again.
You want to say what you said? You want to repeat
I said taxes are overrated. That's what initiated your first police call segment. Yeah, so obviously being in what I do, selling Pokemon cards, having a job, I get a 1040 easy, and then I file my other taxes with my reselling. Obviously taxes are there, you have to do them or you go to prison, or you'll get in big trouble, have a big tax repayment you got to do. So they suck. I should have said taxes below. They are overrated too. I'm not a fan. Like it sucks, but um, there's so many different things you could do to optimize your taxes. And as a reseller, I'm looking forward to hopefully talking about your topic a little bit because it kind of plays into this a little bit. But yeah, I last year I had shown had a loss. I had bought a shit ton of inventory last year. Last year was heavy, the heaviest I've ever gone with buying inventory from different either auction sites, eBay, and just yeah, I use the catch method through doing the taxes, all through the CPA, and it works great. Obviously, you got to show profits. I think 2 or 3 out of 5 years. Otherwise, you're not really a business doing what you are. I'm a sole proprietor, not doing anything fancy, but just spend the time, dig into it. Like a CPA will help pay for itself or some version of that. I highly recommend it. Um, you can not dread January, February when it's tax season. Like I do every quarter. Every quarter I sit down and get my spreadsheet up to date, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get caught up so that when January, February hits, I'm just doing that final quarter. It's not too bad. Um, I would love to hear kind of like how some of the taxes work overseas in Canada versus here to see what the differences are. That'd be interesting. But yeah, so that was kind of my thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah, I do. I do my paperwork like monthly, what I've spent, what I've made, that kind of stuff. I try and keep on top of it. I'm behind. I haven't done last month's August. I'm actually a month behind just because of, being sick and all the everything I've had going on with the kids and stuff lately. But yeah, I'm normally good at keeping on top of that, and it's less of like a burden and less of a stress when it comes to tax time, the end of the year, that kind of stuff. So that's sound advice. We'll do it quarterly, try and break it up. I think that's helpful. CPA is a good call. I'm looking forward to just throwing stuff at the CPA next year and not doing it because I've done it myself for a few years, and yeah, I'm excited for that. Your comment, taxes are overrated. I feel like you said that to build on your relationship with PwCC. I feel like they aren't a fan of taxes either. I think they think they're overrated.
They don't 1099. I've never sold through them.
I'm not going to say anything. You don't pay sales tax if you buy and put in their vault. That's as far as I'm going to go with that one. But yeah, they're not a huge fan of them either, which I think is pretty cool in some ways. But I think the thing with taxes is, like, when I look at what my wage is and then look at what I get, makes me feel a bit sick. Like, really sucks, like a lot. Taxes really suck. But what we get for it is, for the community, the world, everything that it goes into. There's so much that happens with it. So you just have to try and like never think about it, because if you look at the numbers and think about it, it's just gonna make you mad. It's just gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, I 100% agree. Gross, horrible, hate them.
Yeah.
All right, next one, E-unit with 6 votes. I really want to know what is E-unit's name. Is it with an E? Government
E-unit
name.
599. Man, I'm drawing a blank on his first name. Jesus Christ.
E-unit, I want to know. You need to DM me. I want to know what E-unit means. It's a very specific name. I'm here for it, but
I can remember his Discord names like 69420 Blaze Up, but I cannot. Wow.
Stunk Dog. Yeah, it's funny.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
He said, he was quoting when you said about people smelling like cheeseburgers. I think we all had a chuckle at that one. That was funny. And was it you? You were like talking about someone saying about like you could taste it while you were talking or something, like taste cheeseburgers. I feel like you said that, or you said someone else said it.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds gross. I don't remember many people like smelling bad in Orlando. I don't remember that really being much of a thing.
It wasn't. Yeah, this was more the problem with that room being extra humid. People were
The
sweating.
trade night part, right?
The trade night, yeah, Orlando trade night. We were at the
We didn't
hotel.
go, did
No,
we?
I don't remember. Yeah, but yeah, there was nothing like this room at Charlotte in the hotel. It was like a little banquet room.
Yeah.
Again, the floor was like 7 foot tall, so like all the heat, you were just in a
Yeah.
swamp of
It's rough.
cheeseburger must. It was terrible. So yeah, he probably commented because he totally agreed. Like it smelled something special. Like you would have been in there licking everything. It was insane. Yeah, disgusting. So shout out to Ian, 100%.
What a dude. He's funny.
Yeah. Up next, I forgot you read that one. Java Akuma. Shout out to him. Java Akuma means coffee demon. For those of you that do not know. He said it was great meeting you, Greeny. Professor Oak's a piece of shit. I'll have to go to Florida next year so I can finally meet Oak too. No, I'm just joking. I added that middle part in. He said I'll have to go to Florida next year so I can finally meet Oak too. So Florida next year is there's probably going to be a Collecticon Orlando if I'm guessing they do it again, and then
Definitely.
card party's another option.
Yeah, I gotta look at tickets. I don't know if there's I don't know if I haven't checked. I feel like they might sell out I don't know if they have like unlimited tickets for the card party thing to like
Yeah,
attend it. So I need to check that. If anyone knows, has the link or whatever, shoot over to me. I haven't really looked into it yet. I heard that it was June, like they were planning on June. I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of people there. You know, it's a good location. People can make um a vacation of it. June is an absolutely dreadful time during the summer to be in Orlando. I don't know why anyone would want to come there during the summer. It's probably the worst weather you've ever experienced, but it's what it is. I will be inside anyway, so it's it's not too much of an issue there, I guess. But
yeah.
going back to you, Java specifically, hopefully I'll get to see you January, February, whenever Orlando CollectCon is, because that's obviously the first opportunity. That'll be exciting. I'm excited for that. I'll definitely be there for that. Don't know if I'll be vending or not. I guess it depends if I can get organized and actually get some stuff piled up ready. But yeah, hopefully there's a bunch of us. I know we had some success, earlier this year. So hopefully there'll be some people returning. I don't know if everyone is a little bit of a trek for some people. It's kind of out there. It's the Wiggler of America, right, or whatever the phrase is. So it's not as like central and easy to get to as places like Charlotte and stuff. But it'd be cool. I'd love to see you. I'd love to meet you. It's the pixels on the screen. When you joined me for that game night, it was awesome. But it's not the same as giving you a big bear hug. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was awesome meeting him for the first time. It was my first time meeting him. So very unfortunate you weren't able to get there.
Yeah.
Similar for the next gentleman with the same amount of upvotes, 6 Ponga. Said he was nice seeing you again, Greeny. So I had met him the first time was at the National Ponga. And my wife was there. And somebody, I forget who it was, made the comment. He's like, why are you bringing your wife around all of a sudden, like, or something like that? And Ponga's like, are you kidding? I've only ever seen Greeny when his wife is there. Like, literally, like the last 2 events I've gone to, my wife has gone, but the first like 5 or 6 she had not gone to. It was pretty funny. But shout out to Ponga. That was good seeing you guys for sure. Sure, he's looking forward to meeting you too. Maybe
But I guess not.
not as much as Java.
Ponga, I love you.
No,
Ponga's
no love.
cool. Ponga is like low key, like a bit of a like superstar though. Like I feel like Ponga isn't Ponga the one that moderates for the actual TCG Discord, like the Pokemon Discord.
I remember some comments about that. I think he said he used to, or it was a different. I don't know, but yeah,
He played it
something.
down. He tried to play it down. That's what he did because I talked about it in I think in Discord to some other people when when he joined. I kind of made a bit of a big deal, and he was like, nah, don't worry about that. He played it down. And I was like, no, like I think I know who you are actually. So yeah, he's a cool dude. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet him. Even though I don't know when, like figure it out. But most people that I didn't see that you did in Charlotte, I'm hoping to see soon. Hopefully,
We'll see how many sections we have next time. See if 5 will
yeah,
increase. That'll be crazy.
yeah. You guys had a lot of people there. It's cool.
Yeah.
So Boondock with 5 votes said I wasn't overly active on any of the Discords. Had to step back from it to some degree too. I'd spend at least an hour a day just reading random conversations, etc. Yeah, I think we touched on that, right? We were talking about like the time spent in Discord, not in Discord, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was my spicy topic. I think it was said like 95% of time was wasted in Discord, and that was kind of probably his response to that. He
Yeah,
agreed.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty humbling message there. Like, humility there. I think from Boondock. I appreciate you, being so open there about it. I think it is really easy to just pull your phone out and look and scroll and read. And I think that's part of why, like, that TikTok, you're talking about some of the apps, that stuff's so easy and it captures attention and it gets people's eyes there because it's just a button click away. This is the closest thing you have to communicating about your hobby. So, like that, for me, that's why it's one of the first things that I check if I'm on my lunch break, or if I'm in the evening, I'm making some dinner and I'm just waiting on something to finish cooking, or whenever at nighttime. That's where I go. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever like added it up. I know your phone can do that now. It can add up. I don't have it turned on, but you can add up how many times like you've been on whatever app for how long and stuff. If that's a real issue and you recognize that you have self-awareness, take some action. Like you said, like he said, it sounds like past tense. He was talking about stepping back, and he was saying I'll spend at least an hour a day. So it sounds like Boondock has took a bit of a stance on it. Like, hey, I got to do something about this. I'm wasting time. Like I should be doing laundry, or I should be doing this or that. Something more. I don't know, like effective, I guess. Doing something more constructive. But I will give a bit of a counter to that. I think you need a little bit of like junk time, a little bit of you time to like switch off every
Yeah.
so often. There's a balance, like you need moderation, but it's just the same as beer. You don't need to have 50 beers and like end up in hospital. You can have a couple and try and enjoy yourself. But yeah, I think just generally try and enjoy it, and if it's getting too much, backtrack it. Do less, spend less, do more, spend more, whatever you feel comfortable with. But self-reviewing that stuff, like it sounds like you did, that's pretty cool. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you were open and honest about it. I'm sure there's other people. I think I saw a couple of comments recently about it, like people saying they felt like they were spending a bit too much time in there. And I've seen a couple of people have actually left the Discord. The one that I set up, it's not mine anymore, but the one that I set up, people have left, which I'm kind of glad. Like that sounds counterintuitive, but like if that wasn't the right space for them and they felt like they were wasting time, or like it was annoying them or whatever, like I don't want you there. Like I don't want you to be there. Like I want you to get the most out of this hobby in the best place you can, like whichever way that is. And if it isn't that, like please don't feel pressured to stay in that Discord because I'm in it, or Green is in it, or whoever's in it, like, or because you don't want to miss out. Like go live your life, do whatever you want to do. Like it'll be there. Like you'll be able to find an invite code to get back. You don't have to pay. You can join it anytime and come back. And that goes for probably nearly every other Discord. Like you could probably just join back at any time. I'm not primarily talking just about mine, but yeah, just some thoughts from me there. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty sound comment. So I wanted to take that one seriously because I had some thoughts on it. What about you?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Basically, I needed to step away from it. I haven't yet, but did step away from TikTok, uninstalled the app, which has been nice. So I don't go straight to YouTube Shorts to kind of fill that void. I don't go to Instagram, whatever Reels or whatever it is. Facebook, I think, has the same thing now. Like all of that's still out there. It just doesn't. It's I don't know. TikTok was a problem where every time I had a second, like down, if I go sit on a commode or sitting in a meeting room waiting for somebody, I'd flip it on real quick. Like it was becoming a problem. I never looked at the screen time. It wasn't ever too much with working all day, but yeah, it
Still
was just one of the.
present though.
I
It's
literally
like
got all my
present.
news from the freaking app. It was insane. Like I need
Wow.
to all of my news. Like anytime anything in the world that was happening, it was coming from there, which is insane. But yeah, it's crazy.
I don't feel like anything in Discord is that critically important that you have to feel like that. Like I would never want anyone to feel like that
Yeah,
about the Discords they're in or the videos or the hobby. Like you need to enjoy the time that you're in it and not feel any like anxiety or pressure or like stress or feel like it's taking something from you. Like it should be giving things to you. You should be absorbing stuff from
yeah,
it, but it shouldn't be taken from you. So yeah, I think that's a sound one. And yeah, I agree with you to the agreeing.
yep. Next comment, 5 upvotes as well. Man, people are big fans of the police edit that you did. So shout out to Noiser PXE. Big fan of
Thank you.
Police Oak.
I see I don't know how to pronounce it. I know I think PK was trying to pronounce it the other day. Noiser. I'm not sure if it's a name or a word. I don't think I know who you are, but I've seen you around, spoke with you, seen your comments for so long now. Like you're so active with it. So shout out for that. Like you're a rock star. You're always there and present. I think you're awesome. So I'm glad you are. I wish I knew how to say your name exactly. I don't remember if we've spoke before, but yeah. Thanks for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
Kylie Rich, with 4 votes, said, Oak, are you saying I'm not the only person that shoots 105.11 in golf? Kylie Rich, I don't even want to associate a number to where I'm at with a game. So let's just say you're probably better off leaving me on the range just to practice with a bucket. It's fun though. I do enjoy it, honestly, even though it's bad. It's one of the few things where I think you can enjoy it even when you're bad. Like there's a lot of hobbies and a lot of things like movies. A bad movie you can't enjoy, but like being bad at golf, you can still have fun. You can have a beer and ride around, get a bit of sunshine, and like just enjoy trying. Keep trying to get better and holding on to that glimmer of hope. It's only been 25 years I've been playing, but I'll get there.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen a bad movie. Any chance I get,
Yeah.
I'll go sit down in a movie. I'll go by myself if I can. I love the movie experience. Sitting down with a big old Slurpee and no popcorn because I'm not a fan. But yeah, no, that's awesome. But my golf, 90, 95. It's not even that amazing, but I golf once a week in a league and consistently though. It's consistent, probably like 88 to 95 all day for 18 holes.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
good.
right. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you see the new Mario movie?
Yeah. Yep.
I thought that was a good one.
In theaters. Shake your daughter?
We watched it on the sofa. They added it to like for free to like one of those apps.
Yeah, Disney? No. Disney. Yeah, Disney, probably.
Was it Disney? It was one
They
of
have
those.
Super Mario World, don't they?
Yeah, they added it to one of those. So we just watched it on the TV pretty recently. And it was a lot less like cheesy than I thought it was going to be. It was a bit more
Yeah.
like serious and almost like scary in a couple of bits. And I guess I was imagining it being a bit more like the old cartoons and stuff, a bit more like cheesy and kiddie, like young kid kind of base. But it was like a real movie, like a blockbuster movie. It was solid. So if you haven't seen it, guys, go watch it. It really is.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
lots of good nostalgic moments, like paying homage to the old games and stuff. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Up next, who do we got? The Mexican Hipster, of course. Coming in with a real spice. 4 upvotes here. Card Party will be the best show for future growth in the hobby. Card Party will be the best show for future growth in the hobby. I think he's biased. He went to the last one. One of the only, probably one of, I believe he went because he lives in the area. To it. So might be a little biased there. He has gone to CollectCons as well. So I don't know because I haven't gone there. My big not a fan of it reason would be it starts on Friday. I hate, it's just me. I'm not a fan of cons that start on Thursdays and Fridays. Like I feel like I'm missing something if I don't take a day off work to get there on day one, because like that's the day you want to be there. That's like how I feel about freaking garage sales. You starting these bitches on Thursdays now? What are we doing?
Yeah,
everybody's working. Like started on Saturday morning, sure, I'll come. But if you started on a Thursday, I'm not even thinking about coming on Saturday because you're cleaned out. Like that's kind of, I don't like Card Party. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's kind of crappy for me, but because I don't want to have too many days during the week I got to be dedicating to it. But it looked like a riot. It looked like they had better audio than CollectCon. Give them that. The discussions at the front. I wish CollectCon would do something like that with people in the hobby. I think to date they've like only ever had Not Shiv'em on the thing, and maybe yeah, Comedian and Dr. Applesauce. I have no clue what they're talking about. Generally, I've never listened. The audio is terrible.
Yeah,
that's not on the people speaking, but yeah, I know the audio, like some of the panels they had with some of the people collecting, no clue what they even talked about. Haven't seen a really good recap. I'm surprised that hasn't made its way as like full panel uploads. Maybe it did, and I just didn't look it up. So that'd be cool to go check that out now. I'm gonna go do that tonight. But yeah, no, I don't know. It seems like a completely different thing. It'll be great for all the kids that want to go meet all their favorite content creators because they're just blowing up year over year. But it's completely different CollectCon. I feel like there is vending, but it's so small. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think what is interesting, you're talking about him being maybe biased. He's awesome, by the way. Shout out Mexican hipster. But I kind of want to like touch on that a little bit deeper because with my work and in my home life and just generally my approach is I try to figure things out myself, right? But if I know that there's someone that has that skill or that ability or like that knowledge really well, and I know I can lean on them for it, like I'll go to them. Like I'll lean on them. I value people's like knowledge and skills. And he was there. So like it's biased, but like he's the most informed person that I could ask about it, like out of anyone. So like I'm inclined to kind of believe him. Like if he's experienced, you said yourself, has been to CollectCon, is in the Discord all the time, is in the YouTube videos. Like this guy knows this hobby. Like he's very involved in it. And if he's been to Card Party and he's saying like this is like legit, this is going to be something that grows it, I'm inclined to believe him and trust his judgment, honestly, because I know very little about Card Party. I pull my hands up, like that's my own fault. I saw maybe 2 videos. I saw what you were talking about. where there was a lot of the content creators and like, people coming up to them and they were very active. They had their own little tables and sections. Like it was interesting. But I don't know the full extent of everything that happened or what will happen in June. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping to go. I think it'll be a really cool experience. But I'm inclined to kind of trust that comment as maybe not being as spicy as you might think. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Thinking about it in the more literal sense, will be the best show for future growth in the hobby. Completely agree. I think the future growth is not us 30-plus-year-olds. It's 5 to 20-year-olds, right? So that's the future. So those are the ones that are watching all of those content creators. We probably did, all of us did at some point, but we got out of most of that type of content. I feel like most of us in our 30s plus, but some of us could be still just discovering this today. But yeah, I feel like as far as that age group goes, they wouldn't have nearly as much fun at a CollectCon. They would definitely rather be there seeing these content creators playing games, doing different things, interactions, trade rooms, stuff like that. Dedicated space to trading besides a super cheeseburger night. But yeah, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to see it. I want to see it for myself. I don't know. I'd imagine it's.
Think you're going? Think you'd go?
I'm 90% sure that I'm gonna go. Yeah, I just need to figure it out, the ticket or whatever. I'll get on it. Legend of Luke. This guy, actual legend. Shout out Legend of Luke. I got some plans for Luke for next year. We got some fun stuff happening, but he is an amazing illustrator, like fantastic artist. He's having a lot of success at the moment with that, and it's been really cool to see. So shout out to you. He said, if a mainstream PokeTuber like Randolph Pokemon can't bring his grading company to the top 5, neither can Rudy with PCG. Not apples to apples. Randolph can't shine a light on Rudy. I mean, there's like not even close, not even slightly similar at all. Nope. Definitely a spicy one. I don't know how this didn't get more votes, because for me, maybe it's a bit late on commenting. I didn't see when he did it, but yeah, I think Rudy has a much better chance of doing something. And I think he touched on it himself in his video. Did you watch the full video from Rudy announcing it? Did you get through it?
I fell asleep.
Okay, so he basically said, it was quite long. He basically said he's going to do it like Amazon style and integrate all the different things together to make it cheaper if the more things you do with him. So Patreon unlocks pricing, and the pricing of those items will unlock cheaper grading with them, and the cheaper grading with them will unlock this. Like he basically said, like integrate them all to make everything as cheap as possible for everyone in his Patreon. I mean, that's going to work. Like that's what people want. Like people are just going to do it, right? Like, and maybe not forever, but I think he has a chance of doing something. I mean, you asked me 3 years ago what CGC was. Never heard of them. I didn't even know what PSA was until I saw King Pokemon on that Pawn Stars show. I was like, do we grade slabs now? Like that's the thing. I didn't even know what a PSA slab was. So everything starts as nothing, you know. And I don't think he's gonna be top crazy, huge, massive company. I don't think he's gonna overrule and like be the grading authority or whatever. But I think he has a much better chance than Randolph at that kind of success. That's for sure. Bigger audience too.
I can't believe you're not with Randolph. You guys are from like the same city, aren't you? No. Randolph is part of, what is it, the Sidemen? KSI. I feel like you had a KSI poster above your bed at some point, but no. So Yeah, this is interesting. I do agree with you. I don't think Randolph has a shot. I feel like if Rudy came out tomorrow, made a video that said everybody probably should dedicate and spend $100 on investing in prehistoric baby turds, they would sell out instantly. Like the
Yeah.
following the man has is obscene. Like it's insane. So he'll make a killing. He's gonna make an effing killing encapsulating cards, even though I've never seen him show a graded card in a single video that I've watched. I haven't watched all of his 4,000 videos, but I'd like to say I've watched 100 videos of his
Quite a
in the
few.
last
Yeah.
2-3 years. So I've never seen a graded card ever get shown beside like just I've seen him playing Magic. I've seen him buying raw collections, never graded collections. So that's a whole interesting thing. I wonder if he's going to grade his cards. I don't know if he made that announcement. I doubt it. I doubt he will. So that's kind of weird that he's going to do that just to print more money. It's like you said, it's part of his paywall package.
Yep.
Getting into the Discord, then you get this discount and this discount, and you get to hang out with his stepsister. It's free tacos on Tuesdays, but interesting. It'll do like I said, he's going to be printing. I could see because right now BGS is doing 80,000 a month. I could see him doing easily 15,000 a month off the rip, like right off the bat. He'll be doing 15,000 cards a month, easy. Be interesting.
I think you want to see an interesting side to Rudy. Go back in his videos and find the one from a few years ago. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, but everyone should go back and see the one where he releases women's t-shirts with the Alpha Investment logo on, and his wife's in the video. You'll see a very interesting side to him in that. He's a naughty boy, and I think money really, really drives him a lot more than he talks about. Like, I know he jokes about tenders and stuff, but like money is definitely the biggest driving factor for him, I think, in the hobby. So yeah, I mean, whatever he can do to optimize with it, I think he will. Like you say, integrating it with this subscription, this, that, he'll do it. Whatever sells. I think he'll take a shot at it, and if it doesn't work, I mean, he's got everything else he can fall back on. I really think I can't imagine he bought it for that much. I know he owns 69%, and he was talking about selling whatever much or doing whatever he wants, gifting it or whatever. And he could still have 51% shareholder, still be the majority shareholder. Kind of smart, I guess, in that sense, what he's doing. I don't know why he didn't just buy it and employ the people he bought it from. I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs. It's pretty interesting, but I imagine it's probably pretty minimal risk. I think they've only graded 15,000 cards so far. I think you mentioned. So the other thing is, like, a lot of people are talking, some of the comments kind of talking like he's bought something brand new and starting it from scratch. Like, this is an already existing grading company, already grading cards, already has a customer base. Like, to get to get to grade 15,000 cards, you've convinced a lot of people that they should use your service.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of slabs. There's a lot there. So there's something to be said for him having at least a foot in the door and traction already going with some marketing. And I'd imagine a lot of people wouldn't even know that he's the majority owner. Like, a lot of the
Yeah.
clients that use it, like, not that many people watch Magic the Gathering YouTube videos. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could have a whole video talking about that situation and what could come and break it down. But we should get into the final comment.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
let you
that, Luke.
take it. Even though it's my turn, I'm gonna let you run with this since it was yours.
I don't know what happened. That was so sad. I thought that was such a good comment. And
You didn't even like your own comment. It was that bad. Like, what are we doing?
I try not.
Nope.
I feel a little bit like I'm cheating if I did that, so I try not to. But I think I have before. I don't remember. So
Definitely have.
yeah. So I said 95% of the people are net negative.
Like
I mean,
negative money, negative personalities.
oh crap! I didn't mean it like that at all. I'm literally.
95% of people are dog shit.
I
Got it.
lit. I that didn't even cross my mind. I can't believe I should have definitely worded that better. I meant we were talking a little bit about money, but yeah, I meant like
Yeah,
literally net negative
I know what you're
financially
talking about.
in the hobby. I should have said related it back to that, but yeah, that's funny. I think a lot of my time spent in the hobby, not now. I'm definitely not net positive now, but before I start to get a bit more serious about it, I was definitely net buyer. Like I've heard it called that before, net buyer. Net buyer means net negative. I mean, yeah, you have the asset, you have the inventory, whatever it is, your collection, but a lot of stuff for a lot of people, they're not going to sell. So like, even if it's worth $50,000, it's not $50,000,
Yeah,
right? Like you're not net positive 50 grand because you own 50 grams worth of slabs. It's just, let's be real, you're net negative, but it's okay. Like I don't think it's a bad thing. Like if you can afford it and you're not getting crazy with it, like
cost
have
of
at
goods.
it. Yeah, I got some dumb stuff. Like I was talking the other day about me buying PWCC, that like box of King Kong cards. I didn't even know what it is. I just thought it was a cool old box, so I just bought it and it was cheap. Like it's okay to do dumb stuff and enjoy it. It's a hobby. Like you don't make money going fishing, like in the river, right? You're spending money on the rod and the line and the hooks and flies or bait or whatever. You know, you lose money doing hobbies. So this one, you at least you might be net negative, but with that asset, you at least have a chance of making a bit of money back if you wanted to.
Yeah,
So that's my thoughts on it. Yeah, but no, I didn't mean it at all. Hope nobody thought that I meant people in net negative because I didn't mean that at all.
that's the way I took it completely. I'm like, damn, you just called everybody out. All right, no, I'm just joking. I was on that subject. I was like, man, I was thinking about other hobbies and like what other people are doing, and I don't know if this is a hobby anymore. Like, there's too much monetariness of me wanting to be making money. Like, there is a
Yeah.
hobby because I am still collecting things,
Mhm.
but it's not like I have RC cars and I go to the RC track and I race it and I drop $300 on a new set of tires and shocks on this thing and I'm never going to get the money back. I'm not going to a racetrack or driving an actual car, or there's so many most hot playing video games, definitely never going to make money. Sitting at home on the couch, but it's really weird when you think about it. The like Pokemon as a hobby, but it's definitely more of a side hustle for most people. Call it a hobby, but it's more of a side hustle. There's a lot more
Mhm.
work to it, but it is fun because it's Pokemon. It's a kid's game, so it makes it feel like a hobby at the same time. So it's really strange. It's a special thing. A lot of things, like I can't think of many other things where you can kind of double dip it like that, where you can have the hobby and it be a full blown like resale job, like full blown.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, 95% of the people yeah, I'd say like 99% of people that have bought a Pokemon card are not flipping Pokemon cards making money. They're mostly consumers buying, ripping. 151, for example, Mason Cardinal Gaming sold 150 ETBs. I believe it was about 150 ETBs over release weekend, just in store in person. Great, phenomenal. Those people are not making money most of the time. Yeah, it's the super small niche 1% people that are actually treating this as a resale job and not a hobby. So yeah, agree.
Yeah. I said 95% because we used 95%, but it's
Yeah.
not 99%. I agree with you. Like pretty much negative. There's very few people. I think if there was more people like us, we wouldn't have 500 subscribers. Like if like just candidly, like I think our community is small of people that like really get the hobby and can actually make money at it and want to make money at it and don't just want to have it as just a hobby. I think that's cool. I like that what we've got. I think it's pretty awesome. The community, the hobby that we see, we're a part of it. I think a lot of us are probably net negative, or have been, or will be, or whatever, and it's fine as long as you got a plan. You're not being silly with it with stuff that you can't do. I think you're golden. So, ending on a serious note there. But did you have anything else you want to kind of touch on? I know that was the last miserable comment with no likes.
Yes. Why are you going to be a police officer for Halloween? Why?
Why not?
Do you guys go to Halloween parties? Like, do you always dress up for Halloween?
Yeah. It's Halloween. Of course. Yeah.
Do you really? Every year you get a new costume.
1 year, absolutely. It's Halloween. Of course you dress up, go to a party. Always go. I think 1 year was a fun one. I tried to be smart and I got a beekeeper outfit and I did my face paint as a zombie and I was a zombie keeper.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You're getting a glimpse into the world of Oak.
Yeah.
I was Professor Oak 1 year.
I want to see those cosplays. I need photos.
Oh baby.
Yeah. Trying to think what my last costume was. I was a tooth fairy.
Stop.
I had wings that were like you couldn't see them. If you think the fat caterpillar from A Bug's Life, that was me. I had a tutu on. It was pretty bomb. It was like we do Halloween family euchre parties, and it's been a couple of years, so that's usually all I'll get dressed up for.
Euchre?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's a card game, like spades. You ever heard of spades?
Mm-mm.
But you've heard of poker. You play Texas Hold'em. Yeah, it's just a card game. Card game you play with 4 people, 2 teams of 2. You have a partner. It's fun. It's more of a Midwest card game, but yeah.
I'd get into that. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Love that kind of stuff.
Cool partner game. But yeah, that's Professor Oak. Huh? How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Now, did your wife play into it?
Yes, yeah. She was a Pokeball.
A Pokeball, not Ash's mom. Come on.
Mm-hmm. She was. In fact, it might have been last year when she was pregnant with the baby.
That makes sense.
I think it could have been last year. I forget. I've got the worst memory. And I think she was pregnant with the baby. So she was a Pokeball. And then I was Professor Oak. And then our oldest daughter was Pikachu. She had a full Pikachu outfit. And it's so cute. Oh my God. It's so sweet. But yeah, it was last year or the year before. It was recently. But yeah, I love it. I love all that. I think it's fun. So yeah, we'll find a party to go to and we'll be dressing up.
Is Halloween the same popularity in the UK?
It's different. I would say it's as popular. I haven't been there in so long. Like I honestly couldn't tell you this year like what it's going to be like. But when I was there, there's more like house parties. Like people have parties at their houses, and then yeah, I feel like it was pretty. Like I remember going dressed up to like Halloween parties and stuff. In the neighborhood and having a few drinks and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty big. I remember going trick or treating. There wasn't as much like decorating the whole house and like big things on your yard. Like that's very like the big extravagance part of it was more like just if you're having a party or if you're like if there was like something happening, but here it's way more normal to like dress your whole house up and I mean, we do it for Christmas and for Halloween and stuff. We put all the decorations out. So Yeah, I'm excited for Halloween this year. I think it'll be a fun one.
Oh yeah.
Starts
you
to
have
cool
a
down slightly.
Do you what?
It like cools down like slightly. That's like around the time when it starts to cool down a little bit in Florida.
Yeah, there's usually sleeting or raining here in Michigan. It's not great. It's not usually a good time of the year. Is there a Halloween movie that you try and watch every Halloween? Like, not doesn't have to be a horror movie, but is there one that stands out?
You know what? There's a really good one. I won't spoil it. I think it's called Hush, and it's about a deaf girl in a house, and some crazy stuff happens. That's a pretty good one. And then that's a newer one though. Some of the older
Scary
ones
movie.
yeah, it's pretty scary. I like the old Freddy Krueger type. It's like the old
Slashers.
the old slasher type stuff. Candyman, the original Candyman, that was terrifying. I watched that on pirate VHS when I was like 9, and I had nightmares for like a month. It was horrible. Yeah, some of that like really old cheesy type stuff. I used to really like that. I used to watch a lot of that. What about you?
You ever watch Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, I watched that second one last year. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, the first
No.
one's phenomenal. I like Halloween Town. Have you ever seen that movie? No, it's a Disney movie.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what it looks like. I'm not good with names.
those are cool Halloween movies. Neither of them are scary at all. But tons of horror. I love the horror slasher movies as well. So those are always awesome. And then there's a new Saw movie coming out, which will be freaking awesome. I cannot wait for that. So I have a the original Saw DVD there sealed. Shout out to the Saw series. But yeah, looking forward to it. Awesome time of the year.
That was I felt like a game changer. So like it just felt like so new and fresh the way that they did it and directed it, and it was like they didn't put too much effort in. It was like just the just the right amount of like craziness, but like also you could like focus and feel like you were part of it. It was crazy. I'm not surprised it did so well. It did really well executed. But yeah, let's wrap it. Thanks guys for your spicy topics, for your comments. It was fun going through those. Hopefully you guys like that, like hearing our takes and our thoughts, the ups, the downs, the uglies, and everything in between. So thanks for subscribing. Please, we don't ask you all the time, but please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, which some of you crazy people aren't somehow, I don't know why, just hit that bell button, get notified every week. You'll be able to listen to us ramble on about stuff and have a little bit of fun in the hobby. It can be a part of it. So thanks, guys. Get your comments in for next week. See ya.
Peace.